What's going on, Fresh Baked? This afternoon, we've got a little bonus Disneyland construction video for you. This week, there's a lot of construction going on besides Star Wars Land or Galaxy's Edge. There's stuff going on at Small World, there's stuff going on at Pixar Pier, and there's stuff going on at the Mickey and Friends parking structure. So we're going to try to cover a little bit of that for you today, separately from our Galaxy's Edge video. We're going to start with Small World, and we're going to get this is some footage that we captured from the monorail. It's a real fleeting shot. So we're gonna run it in slow motion and then stop as needed to sort of cover the major points that we'd like to show you. So this is backstage on the monorail, and actually we're gonna pause right away just to kind of give us an idea of where we are in the park. So we'll switch to a Google view. Where we are right now, as we paused, is where the two monorail tracks join to the left of Small World. You can see Small World right there. And where those two monorail tracks join is about where we are right now on the monorail. It's backstage. You can see that gate right there is where the parade route starts. It comes out of that gate, turns right, and then heads, spends a little time backstage before coming out of the gate and into the Small World parade route. Now, before we continue, let's sort of get our bearings back on this Google Earth image. Let's get our bearings of where we are, where all the important things are for Small World, so we can get an idea of what's happening with this construction. There's the long shot. There's Small World. Okay, that's the queue and the boats, and the building is a little bit out of frame. That right there is the parade route, the current parade route. That is the Small World Mall, and then right here, that's the backstage section of the parade route. That's where that's pretty much where we are. We're a little bit before that in the area that isn't green. And then right there, the purple area is the area that I believe is subject to the new parade route. That's the area that they're going to be demoing for the new route. And we'll continue. And right now, before we even get started, you can see they've dug up a section there, and they're starting to. It looks like they're going to pour some new concrete. That is not related, I don't believe, to the actual, to the specific Small World our parade route changes. But having said that, we are going to, I think, pause here. Let's pause right there. So that's our best view of it right there. That's the most clear view. I'm not sure what they're doing here, because where that's a left turn that goes in a direction different than the parade route. The parade route still is going to turn right. I'm not sure what they're doing there. I don't believe that the parade route is turning left where they're redoing that. I don't think that is the same. Let's toggle to the Google Earth image again, and I'm trying to figure out where that might be. But I'm gonna guess that area that they're redoing is this section right here, which, I mean, it's doubtful, because the areas that they're digging up currently is much further along the route, which we'll see here in a minute. So let's go ahead and continue on our monorail ride. Because you'll see there's going to be quite a lot of distance traveled before we see our next bit of refurb work going on. A lot of trees. There's that path. We're going to follow that road right there along with the camera. And here we begin to see some of the construction work going. Still nothing done here, though. None of this is being changed, which suggests that road back there is not being affected. And now we can start to see the area that has been demoed. And there's not a lot of progress made so far on this, so we can't really see what they're doing. But all we can basically see, and we'll stop right here, is that they've dug up the dirt and the concrete. Let's mark what is backstage and what is on stage, and that is where this line basically right here is where that is. If we toggle to the Google Earth image, you can see that's where we are right here. And you can see now. The question is, I guess, let's keep going. Actually, the question is, what part of this is trees or shrubbery, or like the serpent? The serpent's gone, by the way. Just so you know, if you were wondering if they were going to save the serpent, it's not here. I don't know where it is, but it's not here. But this is where that grass. There was a sort of dog walking area and a grass area here. That is gone. That is dug up. But have they dug up Small World Mall? Any part of it? I'm not sure. And we'll pause to kind of get another clean view here. It's hard to say. Again, let's mark the backstage right there. That's your line. That's your backstage. Now, what does that mean? Let's take this image and highlight what I believe to be the area that they have dug up. and that is that highlighted area, obviously. So my guess is all that was dug up there was grass and bushes and stuff like that, maybe some trees, and possibly, I don't know, sections of the Small World Mall. I can't tell yet. And then again, we'll take a look at the Google image to see where we are, and that's that purple area right there. That's the area that is being worked on today. And then we'll continue. And this area, it's hard to tell because of the trees, but it does continue on. You can see there, we'll stop right here, and you can see that it does continue quite a ways. That's got to be Small World Mall, right? I mean, if that's not Small World Mall, I don't know what is. It has to be, because the queue would cross the street and go into that area. There is a section of it that has to have been removed. I gotta believe that. And then we'll finish it off. We can't see much going through those trees, but we can kind of see that there's still areas dug up. But then as we come out of the trees, Small World Mall will appear as normal. So it's yet to be determined if just part of that area is going to get demoed or if they're going to demo the entirety of Small World Mall. But you can see that it is all behind walls, though. All right, let's head over to Pixar Pier. Very early stages of this construction work, of this refurb project. So there's not a lot to see other than the scaffolding. But it had been pointed out to me that they had removed the track from the the loop for California Screamin'. Now, don't be alarmed. That's not because they're getting rid of it. It's just so that they can work on the circle, because they're going to redo the logo there. They're going to put in a new logo. They're going to put in, our assumption is this right here, this Pixar Pier logo with the Pixar ball on it. And that's pretty much all there is to show you here. There's, like I said, it's just mostly scaffolding. And then if we kind of slide to the right a little bit, we'll see that they've got a lot of scaffolding going up in front of Mickey's Fun Wheel and things like that. But that's just paint. And the Scream tubes are going to get painted red and enclosed. Let's head over to King Triton's Carousel, which, as we'll be discussing, this segment will be appearing in our regular trip report, and we're discussing here the rumor that this attraction is going to become Jesse's Roundup. And all that we know so far is that it probably will remain a carousel, but instead of King Triton's characters, it will have characters that we're hearing that come from Toy Story Midway Mania. The characters that you see when you get your score, how well you did gets you a certain animal. I don't know what it means, but you know how you could be a cat or a rabbit or a bear or a beaver or a reindeer or an armadillo. Those are going to be the characters we hear that you're going to be able to ride. And I can only imagine the amount of fisticuffs that are going to occur over who gets to ride the armadillo on Jesse's Roundup, because that's some crazy stuff. I don't know how I feel about that yet. I mean, it's just weird enough for me to like it. I would rather ride an armadillo than a horse, I think. But I'm a weirdo like that, so who knows? But that's what we're hearing for Jesse's Roundup, King Triton's Carousel. And then also during our trip, Ian and I we've been discussing where are they gonna put Edna Mode's house? Is it at the end of the ride, the Incredicoaster ride, backstage, or at the beginning of the ride backstage? And we've heard both, but we finally got our definitive answer. I can't believe it took us this long to notice it, but there's a house right there at the beginning of the attraction, which that's got to be Edna Mode's house. Now the question is, how are they going to fit that? So I went back to Google Earth and I said, where does that exist on the map? So there's an overhead shot of the Incredicoaster, and there is the section in question. That is the available area for any kind of house to put in it, because you can see the track right there, and the left turn goes underneath the boardwalk. So it's got to exist somewhere on the right. I'm guessing the very top half of that highlighted area. As a matter of fact, let's get a little closer. We're going to flip it, get a little closer. So there's from the opposite angle, and again, we'll highlight it. And I'm thinking the lower half now of that chunk is where Edna Mode's house will be. Something like that. It certainly can't fit in that slim sliver of a space. So I'm guessing, you know, as you make your left turn out into the launch, that's where you'll see Edna Mode's house. And then lastly, let's go back to the Mickey and Friends parking structure, where they have begun digging up the parking lot here, the Pinocchio parking lot. There's little sections, you know, squared off, where you can see that they've begun digging up road. There's that one, and then over here in the very far portion of the parking lot, you can see they've begun digging that up. That area has been sectioned off, and work is being started there. So the new parking structure is coming. This is something that's happening now. Hopefully, they're not going to delay this one. But again, there's not a lot to see here in terms of. I mean, it's very early on. Really, I mean, all you're going to see right now is a guy with a jackhammer breaking up ground, I'm guessing. And then I think last week we mentioned the survey markings, and I wanted to show those again. The survey markings to show a probable new route for the tram, and those do extend up into the current tram area. That's the old tram route, and it could become the new tram route again. You know, that path, that darkened area, that was the old tram route. And then here's another section that has been, an area that has been sectioned off, and they're beginning some refurb work. I think there's another one on the other side, but I'm not sure if I filmed that. So they're doing, you know, Mickey and Friends parking structure work in pieces like that, which is pretty exciting. So we're gonna hope to cover these in the coming weeks, like we do Star Wars Land and, you know, Galaxy's Edge. But there you go, guys. That's our update for this week, and we'll see you next time. Fresh baked and stuff. Bye, guys. We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out some of our other videos and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. We truly are the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Fresh baked!